joining. I really appreciate it. Again, hit it with a subscribe to the channel, hit it with a thumbs up, and of course, comment down below. Let me know what you think. And let's get started. Tony Gonzalez from Texas and 22 of his congressional colleagues sent a letter to the Biden-Harris administration in March expressing concern about the criminal illegal aliens the administration is releasing to the country. They also expressed concern about the sanctuary cities that are providing safe harbor to violent crimes and violent criminals who have entered our country illegally. They aren't likely to get much help with sanctuary jurisdictions from Vice President Kamala Harris. She comes from California, the most populous of the sanctuary states. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Deputy Director Patrick J. Lechner responded in a letter dated September 25th that as of July 21st of this year, there were 425,431 immigrants with criminal convictions on ICE's non-detained docket. Offenses include 13,099 homicides, 15,811 sexual assaults, 2,101 kidnappings, 13,423 weapon offenses, 10,031 robberies, 56,533 dangerous drug offenses, 4,301 burglaries, 62,231 non-sexual assaults. Being on ICE's non-detained list just means that a migrant isn't being detained by ICE. It's likely that many of them are in prison, but there is no way of knowing how many. The Federal Bureau of Prisons maintains statistics on the citizenship of its inmates, but only about 30% of all prison inmates in the United States were in federal prisons in 2022. State and local jurisdictions are all required to keep such records. It varies from state to state. Nevertheless, it seems very likely that many of the 425,431 migrants on ICE's non-detained list are not in prison. In any case, it is apparent that ICE is not detaining many criminal aliens as of September 8th. The administration was only detaining 37,395 migrants, and about 22,000 of them had criminal records. Apparently, protecting American communities from inadmissible migrants who pose or might pose a safety threat is not one of the administration's priorities. In fact, ICE's annual report for fiscal 2023 indicates that the administration is using alternatives to detention for many of the immigrants on its docket, and there is a reason to doubt that ICE is able to keep track of their locations. The Department of Homeland Security Inspector General reviewed the records of 981,671 illegal border crossers who were apprehended and then released by the Border Patrol between March 2021 and August 2022. In a report dated September 6, 2023, the Inspector General concludes that more than 177,000 of the addresses records were missing, invalid for delivery, or not legitimate residential locations. This may explain why ICE is having trouble removing deportable immigrants. In fiscal 2023, there were 1,292,830 migrants subject to final deportation orders, but ICE was only able to remove 142,000, 11% of them. The administration also has made it more difficult to initiate removal proceedings against the migrants it has released into the country. If they have failed to establish a lawful basis for remaining and won't leave voluntarily. On September 30th, 2021, DHS Secretary Alejandro N. Mayorkas issued a memorandum that provides guidance on when enforcement measures may be warranted. He restricted enforcement actions to deportable immigrants who pose a threat to national security, public safety and border security and thus threaten America's well-being. According to Mayorkas, the fact that immigrants are deportable should not alone be the basis for conducting enforcement against. In addition, Mayorkas made it difficult to determine whether an immigrant poses a threat to public safety. He prohibits making this determination on bright lines or categories, stating instead it must be based on an assessment of the individual and the totality of the facts and circumstances. But officers in the field will not have access to that information needed to make such determinations. The administration has released more than 5.4 million inadmissible migrants into the U.S. who did not go through the screening process to get a visa. Nothing is known about 1.9 million known gotaways who crossed the border illegally without being apprehended. It is not possible to know how many of these 7.3 million migrants pose a threat to public safety. When the number of illegal crossers became a liability in the upcoming elections, the administration made a deal with the Mexican government for its assistance in preventing migrants traveling through Mexico from reaching our border. This has worked. Illegal crossings are down, but for how long? The administration has released so many migrants in the country that the immigration court has become overwhelmed. Its backlog was a million cases when the Biden-Harris administration began. As of the end of August, it has risen to 3 million cases, almost 4 million. The administration proposed funding for more immigration judges in Title I of its border bill, but the bill grossly underestimates the number of judges it will take to eliminate the backlog. As of the end of August, the immigration court has received 1,718,247 new cases in fiscal 2024, and it has only closed 837,352. At that rate, it would take 4 years to eliminate the backlog if the court didn't receive any new cases. Frankly, I think that the Biden-Harris administration has pushed us past the tipping point by letting more than 7 million inadmissible migrants into the country. There aren't any political acceptable ways to fix the problems this has caused. And again, it's a tragedy for for some people, to go and experience that. But anyways, if you like the story, hit it with a subscribe button to the channel, and of course, let me know down below what you think, and of course, hit it up with likes, give it a heart, and of course, it's until next time. Thank you for joining.